swag and my swag. Yeah. Yeah, bomb and bomb. Feel this energy. Bomb and bomb. Feel this energy. Bomb and bomb. Feel this energy. Bomb and bomb. 어깨에 터지는 포텐이. Boom, bang and pow, yeah. Boom, bang and pow, yeah.
Can we please ignore the fact that my temporary tattoo decided to just like rip off halfway? Anyway, I was actually gonna do Selehyun's Don't Say No, but I'm obsessed with that song. But several people asked for Bomb, which is actually what I was gonna do last week, but I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna do Bomb today. I was going through the music video and like the making of like the music video and like the album jacket. And from what it looks like his makeup is literally just eyeliner. That's kind of boring, so not that any of my other ones are exciting or anything. But we'll put Edward's little spin or little take on his eyeliner look that he had, because I think a lot of like the interest comes from like his tattoo. Oh my god, it's supposed to look like this. I don't know what the hell happened anyway. And I'm gonna be using a few new stuff. Thank you to a subscriber by the name of Christina Tonghain. She goes to like all of my meet and greets, so there are quite a few things in here that she had gotten me that I'm used to say thank you. You should hit me up so I can take you up for coffee sometime. I don't know if I want to start with base or let me just start with base. I'm gonna use this Tony Moly Pikachu BB cushion. Girl, I swatched this on my hand. I was kind of shook. Is anyone still saying that? I really like the packaging. It's really like thin. And the mirror is really big, so, but the coverage on this seems really, really good. Do I need primer? I don't need primer, I'm gonna wash this off. If you want to use a pore minimizing primer or something like that, go right ahead. Oh, yes. Wow, okay, alright. Then I'm gonna cover up any leftover, imperfections with a cream concealer. In the video it seems like he had a little bit of a glow, so I'm gonna add that separately. And then to add a bit of dimension to my face, I'm gonna try out the sheer fluid highlighter and shading from Misha. I tried these on my hand and they seem really nice. They like the name, they're really, really sheer. I pumped out quite a bit when I first tried it and I was like, oh shit, way too much. Because it was one of those things where you keep pumping it when it's new and you're trying to pump it out, but it takes forever. So I kept pumping it, but then accidentally you're like splooged out. But I was blended out into almost nothing, which can be a good or bad thing. Use a foundation brush to kind of apply it to the general areas that I want to contour. I don't know if you can already see how it's already shearing out into like nothing, and look at that. I already used most of it, but I do have to say I really like the finish because it's super it's natural looking, of course, because it's so sheer, but it's super thin, so I feel like it doesn't disrupt the base underneath. To blend it out, I'm going to use this sponge from Real Techniques. They're coming out with a lot of new stuff lately. This is their contour and highlight blending sponge thing. As you can see, it's super, super sheer. So if you like that sort of sheer dimension to the face, which I know a lot of people do enjoy, because contour can be very intimidating. It can be very intimidating. You can go in like me, obviously. You can get really... She can get too crazy, so this seems like a really good option. And also, if you have more dry skin. It's so sheer. Good God, I don't know if I like that or what, but I just, as long as it's like remains natural on the skin, I don't mind. Then I'm gonna go in with the highlighter version. Again, a really sheer formula, but good if you want to add, if you have like a really like this base where it's pretty matte. But you want to add a little bit of luminosity to the base. without looking like super obvious. And then we use like the highlighter. You can use either end for whatever, but apparently this is like the highlighter end. You know when you see that glow on a person's nose? Not when it's like an oily glow, but when it's like this almost sort of glow. It's like, oh god, girl, she's got good skin. She's got that good skin. Then I'm gonna set just the center of my face. And making sure to really get under, using a brush, making sure to really get under the eye. Because it doesn't really matter if you have like glow right under here. Also taking it up here on the sides of my nose because I'm going to contour my nose with a powder. I'm going with a Shin Stealer contour palette. Like, do you see this? This is tragic. It's a good thing though, because I rarely finish any makeup powder to like this degree. Yeah, someone called me out. Which is funny because she's the only one that did. I'm surprised she did, so congrats to her. Where in one of my videos I was like, oh, loading up the brush and I'm gonna take it off on the back of my hand. This is not the back of my hand. This is my fucking wrist. Edward. Anatomy. Oh my god, can we just talk about how at the meet and greet we had like a little Q&A and we were asking a bunch of like questions for like giveaway. Like, you know, we ask a question, if you got it right you would get a prize. We had a few K-pop questions in there and I asked, it's probably just me, but I was asking several questions that were related to Monster X and nobody knew the answers to any of them. And like, you know what, in my head I was like, you know what, more one home for me. Everyone in that room were probably just like, I don't even fucking listen to K-pop, so. I've been noticing that my contour's been really like dirty lately, like in my videos. And so I've been like going back to this technique that I used to do where I kind of only place the contour starting here and then blending it downwards from like the brow, the corners of the brow here down, and then concentrating color under the nose here to lift up the nose, but then just dragging that color up the side rather than like straight up putting contour right here. I notice it gives a more, because my, probably specifically for my nose shape, because my nose is very triangle shaped. So really I just need to slim this part, so keeping color here and then dragging it upwards, that creates a more natural effect. But I don't know if it's like I'm used to like the way I contour my nose, but nowadays where I feel like my nose contour is not that obvious in pictures, people are like, that nose contour though. I'm just like, what? I've been clocked. Alright, then I'm gonna do my brows. I'm gonna do my brows in more of like a very manly shape, I guess, where it's more straight across. In here where it would normally arch, I'm gonna put like this sort of triangle shape, but you know, you can, this is more of like an inspired look. So you can do your brow however you want to do. You want to kind of get, not copy, but like, because his brow shape is a very like, oop, camera died. His brow shape is very like a normal, manly Korean brow, a very boyish brow. Quite straight across, and then you've got that little arch here at the top. Oh, someone asked in one of my other videos what brush this brush is. It's a brush from Etude House. It's their contour brush. Any of the brushes that have this handle, this long slender pink handle with the gold ferrule, is from Etude House. Oh, by the way, my tattoos, I got them from Mimi Box. I don't think they sell them on the US Mimi Box, but I'll just link them. I'll link where I got it in the info box, just for if you're curious as to where I got them, and also just for reference. But they're really inexpensive for like a whole sheet of them. They came in these things. Each one is literally like 60 cents. And it's worth it to like really step back and look at yourself straight into the mirror and really analyze both. As you can see, this is a little bit more curved and this is a little more sharp. So I think to keep it more natural looking, I'm going to try and soften this side a little bit. Because a lot of times we get so used to the way we look in the mirror that we don't really take into account whether we're actually balanced on each side of the face or not. And then we get like someone taking a picture of us and you look at yourself, you're like, what the fuck, I look like that? It's already enough that we're so used to the way we look into a mirror that when we see a picture of us and how we like look when other people are looking at us, I'm used to it because I have this monitor here so I can see exactly what I look like if someone was looking at me. But in general, a lot of people just aren't used to how they look, like, you know, because they're so used to seeing themselves in a mirror. I can actually leave my brows like that, but just for shits and giggles, and to just match, because he had red hair, I'm gonna use a kind of like brownish red eyebrow mascara, just to color my brow hairs a little bit. The brows are quite like ruffled to me, but I guess that goes with this look. Again, just do your brows however you want to do. Alright, so that's pretty much the base done. Now we're gonna move on to the eyes. How am I gonna do the eyes? Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. Like I said in the beginning, his eyes are literally just eyeliner. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna add a little bit of another thing to it just to add some interest to it. But for now, I'm going to line the inner waterline using some gel liner and a brush. I just feel like after experience and trying out different things, there are several products that last long in the waterline, but I find that just gel liner, it's the easiest to apply in the waterline, and it seems to just last the longest. Oh my fucking god. When you get gel liner on your contact, Jesus Christ. When you use a pencil, I feel like you just have to keep rubbing to get the pigment onto your eye, your waterline, but with gel, you literally just glide it onto the skin and it just transfers. And also in terms of brushes, getting a brush like this where it's like really thin and small and pointed and then it's bent at the ferrule, it makes it very easy to apply. I feel like applying gel liner also on the lower waterline, just kind of like on the outer corner. You can go all the way in if you want. Alright, so we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, and if it smudges, then we can just wipe it away easily. And then before I actually apply the liner, I'm gonna add a little bit of this eyeshadow from Etude House to add like warmth, I guess, to the eye. What am I doing? You can just put it into the crease because you're probably not gonna see it. You can put on your lid area if you want. And you know what? I think I'm gonna add a little bit of that deep brown. Like really just in the crease. Just to add more depth. But again, completely unnecessary steps. Don't really need to do this because the focus is the liner. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a pencil liner. This one is from Rimmel. It's really, really soft, so but the thing is it sets really quickly and lasts a long time. So I need to work quickly. I'm going to work in parts. The general shape I'm going for is the kind of shape that I often have done before, where I have darkness on the outer and the inner corner of the eye, so like the center is really pushed forward, it's more popped out. And really I'm actually going to put like another color right on the center to highlight the area, so you can be very sloppy about this, but as a general sort of shape, that's what I'm going for. But you can just watch what I'm going to be doing. Apply some here first. And blend it outwards. One of those looks where... Oh my! Thank you so much, Rimmel London. This is the London look. Again, this is one of those looks where I had the idea for the look in my head, but this is literally the first time I'm doing it, so if you see me fuck up, which you just saw me did, or saw me do, then we can experience the magic together. Right, now I'm gonna do the other side. Pencil needs to be replaced because it's a little bit harder than I remember. Because it used to be a lot softer. It's probably just because I had it for a while. Oh, there we go. She's fucking it up. She's looking like Cleopatra now. For my eye shape, I have to make sure I really bring it upwards. So it's almost like up in here in like this sort of like rainbow sort of shape. Going up here, because if I concentrate just like horizontally this way, it's gonna look too much like a sort of eyeliner kind of look, which is a different kind of look. So I need to make sure I bring it up here. And even though when I open my eyes just like looking straight into the camera, you don't see much of it, but it really makes a difference. So I have to make sure, for my eye shape, I have to really bring it up, almost up to here where the crease is. And then take it on the inner corner. Alright, do you see how that creates that sort of 3D effect? Now, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the black shadow and kind of intensify just like the very inner and outer corners of the eyes. Because as you can see, as I blended out liner a lot, so it turned almost to like a gray. So what I'm doing is intensifying just here. And almost bring it right here, connecting the two sides. Just a little bit right here at the very outer corner on the outside, just to connect the top and bottom, just like a little bit, right? A little messy, but you know what? Honestly, who gives a shit? I feel like from far away, no one's gonna really fucking care. Unless, you know, you meet someone that does care and they like take a look at your shadow and they're like, why the hell is it so unblended? At which point, I can't help you there. Now, I wanted to add a little bit of like sparkle and shine, just like kind of like I did in my fighter video where I had that really pretty Urban Decay shadow in the middle. But I feel like I don't want to use that one because it's almost a different look. So I found this in my collection and I'm just gonna use this. I'm only adding it to like just the center. I mean, if you have that shadow, go ahead and use this. And then to further darken my eyes, I'm going to add mascara. This is another one of the ones that I received from Christina. This is the Pony Molly, wow! The Tony Moly Pikachu mascara, the color mascara, but it's in black. This is very similar, it reminds me a lot of the Ico mascara, because it comes in this tube thing. And girl, this shit gives you lashes for days, bitch. You know when Charlotte Tilbury's like, oh, then we're gonna add lashings. This gives you lashings, bitch. I wonder if I can show you here. Let me try and show you how I'm only doing it just to darken my lashes and further deepen the eyes, but probably didn't notice it. Did you see it? Oh my god. It really, for me at least, I already have quite a bit of lash action going on. I have very long, thick lashes, but almost gives me that false lash effect. It really thickens them up. It doesn't clump any of them together. It just makes your lash, it like upgrades your lashes. I don't know how to explain it. It just makes your lashes look really good. They really curl your lashes. For me at least, they really curl my lashes up. So what I have to do is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of tame these hoes down a little because I don't want them to like curl up too much. Oh my god, bitch. Oh! Alright, that's pretty much it. Now I'm just going to add a lipstick just to even out the color of my lips. This is that Bio one that I mentioned before. It's just a nude shade, but more on like a little bit lighter side of nude. I used this Laneige lip mask prior. I got this recommended from Joan, and then I was hanging out with Eddie Jungkook, and he was like, I'm gonna buy it. I was like, oh shit, I need to buy that too. So I picked it up. It's really good, and it comes with like a little spatula. I still really like the Arita one, but really, you can just use a Q-tip if you have the Arita one. That's a little too melony for me. Hold on, I'm gonna add a little bit more pink and brown in there, so I'm gonna add this other B one on top. 좋아, 좋아. Oh my god, I almost forgot. As it like a sort of finishing touch, I'm also gonna put this pony effect stick-on tattoo. Also because I don't need to use water with it. He had like a comet on the side of his face, but right now I can't be bothered, so I'm just gonna put a tattoo on my face and we'll just give the same vibe, especially because I don't even have the same tattoos on my neck. So here. Oh. Oh yes. Ooh. Oh. Bitch. I am. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right, Ravi, give you a run for your money. So that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, if there's any products that you're interested in that I used in this video, they're linked down below. Again, my tattoos, I'll link them down below where I got them. My hat is from Style Nanda. My lenses are the Russian Velvets in gray from Olens. And my earrings are from this place called Motdoen Koyangi, which is... It's a shop that they only have in gray. I don't think they sell their stuff online. I'm sorry. If you see any comments asking about any of the stuff I'm wearing, then you know they didn't watch the entire video. I'm just playing. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!